The Concacaf Women's Under-20 Championships. The hosts take to the field this evening, back in the knockout stage again for another year. 72 degrees, a very comfortable evening tonight. And maybe a little bit of a chance of rain in the forecast. The wind at 6 miles an hour as well. It's a very pleasant evening, and a few fans in attendance as well to see their home nation take to the field tonight. It's an opportunity for both these teams to move on to the quarterfinals. The winner will take on either Mexico or Curacao, and this is actually a rematch of the round of 16 from 2020, where the Dominican Republic beat El Salvador in this round by a score of 4-1. And Jaslyn Oviedo, who is in the lineup tonight for the Dominican Republic, actually scored in that game as well. So a lot on the line for the second place team from Group G, being El Salvador. And on the other side, it's the Dominican Republic. They finished in third place in Group E. It got off to a tough start for the host nation, losing 3-1 to Puerto Rico. They bounced back, though, with a 3-1 win over Nicaragua before losing 7-0 to the United States. On the other side for El Salvador, a 3-0 win was followed up by a 4-0 loss to Canada. And then they finished the group stage with a strong 5-0 showing over St. Kitts and Nevis. El Salvador has never been past this round. But for the Dominican Republic, they got past this round, of course, a couple years ago against this same team. Then they made it on to the semifinals. Do they have a similar trek this year in this year's Concacaf Women's Under-20 Championship? Stay tuned, find out. It's El Salvador and the Dominican Republic in the round of 16. It's coming up next here from San Cristobal.
Damas y caballeros, demos la bienvenida a los equipos nacionales de El Salvador y la República Dominicana para el partido de esta noche del Campeonato Femenino Sub-20 de Concacaf. Damas y caballeros, le pedimos ponerse de pie para escuchar el himno de El Salvador. continuación, el himno nacional de la República Dominicana.
We are back and just about set to go. Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups. We'll start with Eric Acuña's 11 for El Salvador. That features 2 changes, and when you look at this lineup, the goal scoring has really been spread out. 5 different players have scored a goal, but Jocelyn Uribe does lead the team with 3. Tori Penso will be in the middle today. Natalie Simon is the 4th official, and the 2 ARs from Jamaica and Bermuda. Tori Penso, very experienced referee in the middle. And a look at VAR as well, as Marianela Araya of Costa Rica and Felicia Mariscal of the United States will be in the VAR booth as the 2 captains come to the middle. Victoria Sanchez for El Salvador and Jaslyn Oviedo for the Dominican Republic. And on the other side, for Jose Rubido and the Dominican Republic, it features 6 changes into the lineup. A lot of roster rotation for that 7-0 loss against the United States. The goal scoring has also been spread out a little bit. 3 different goal scorers in Marte, Vargas, and Diaz. So that just about gets us set for first kick. It will be the Dominican Republic in white. It's the technical away team tonight, even though they are, of course, the hosts. And it is El Salvador in all blue.
Tori Penso de los Estados Unidos, primer asistente. Jazet Kerr Watson de Jamaica, segundo asistente. Natalia Trott de Bermuda. Comisario del partido, Dalila López de Nicaragua.
Just waiting on the whistle here of Tori Penso, and we can get this game underway. And there it is, and here we go. El Salvador, the long ball over the top. And it is collected early on by Odaliana Gomez, the 17-year-old who is currently committed to play her college soccer at the University of Delaware. The 17-year-old who already made her senior debut back in in a friendly match against Puerto Rico. So she already has some experience under her belt. That was about a year ago. But here in this one today, both these teams looking to move on to the quarterfinals. The winner will play Mexico or Curacao. That game is tomorrow. Quarterfinals will be on Tuesday. But here in this one, it's always so interesting when 2 teams meet for a second straight competition, and that's exactly what happens with these 2 teams, and they do it in the same exact round. Just a little bit of a different venue as last time they played in Santo Domingo, but now it's an early opportunity for Clase. And it's the Dominican Republic on the ball. This should be a really interesting fixture. We'll see who comes out on the front foot with these 2 versus 3 games in terms of second place versus third place from the respective groups. They should be quite competitive. We didn't quite see that, though, in the first game earlier today, with Puerto Rico taking down St. Kitts and Nevis by a score of 7-0. But these two teams have a real opportunity of advancing to the next round. But who will take that step forward? Will it be the Dominican Republic for the second straight competition, or will El Salvador do so? And they have put together a fine tournament thus far and trying to continue that. As now this is deflected out of play. Another long throw-in. This one put right back into the middle by Andrea Amaya. Bouncing through. Diaz tried to play that up ahead. And now it's quickly back the other way. And it's Leslie Calderon on the turn for El Salvador. Trying to get across away. This one touched out of play for a corner kick, the first of the game, and it comes for El Salvador. It'll be an in-swinger here. Calderon will let this run through, and the captain Sanchez just couldn't get there. And now it's the Dominican Republic out in transition. That broken up quickly. Will this be kept in play? Good hustle by Uribe, but she just couldn't keep that full ball from going past the touchline. Good hustle, though, as it looks like the flag was up for offside anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered. There's a look at Jose Rubito, the head man of this Dominican Republic team. I don't think a lot of people want to recreate what happened in the year 2020, but for this Dominican Republic team, making it all the way to the semifinals, their best ever finish. I think they want to do it at least what happened in February and early March in this competition. Here's another shot coming on, and a big save by Gomez. Able to push this over the bar and showing some intensity as well. Able just to find some space at the top of the area was Carolina Ayala. And Gomez with the fine save. Remember, she's just 17 years old. Again, it's broken up. Ayala, can she get there first? She can't, but Calderon did, tracking back defensively. Gonna be a whistle and a foul. This against the Dominican Republic. Free kick, and this coming from distance and out of play. Linda Guillen has stood over many of those free kicks for El Salvador. They're just not able to put that one on frame. She really has a thunderous right foot and really tests the goalkeeper from almost anywhere inside the midfield stripe. On the turn, trying to split this back line, but it's Gomez who read it very well once again for the Dominican Republic. Headed back centrally. There's Oviedo. The through pass was blocked down, and El Salvador will look to carry it back the other way. That back pass is intercepted. Uribe tries to play it back into the middle. Calderon was making the run. Again, it's intercepted. Maestre putting some pressure on, but it's cleared away by Nadia Colon. Now room to work on the far side. Moved ahead for Uribe. Another ball coming in, bouncing through. Oh, this is a nervy moment at the back, and finally the whistle comes to bail out the Dominican Republic. Nadia Colon was just trying to usher that back to her goalkeeper. And it was Andrea Maestre who was bearing down on her. It was a foul, you could see here, just kind of pulling that hand, but I'm sure there was a moment of concern for Colon. Gonna play out of the back, and again, that pressure is there. Again, coming right through the middle, and the goalkeeper, Gomez, having to come well off her line once again to clear this away. Now, there's a decent amount of this Dominican side that did also play in the 2020 edition of this competition. There's a lot of familiarity between these two teams. That's what could make for a pretty fun 90 minutes under the lights here in San Cristobal. Shot from distance and bouncing right into the arms of Odaliana Gomez. Back into the middle. Dominican Republic will play out from the back here, and they'll look to go long down the right. Best scoring opportunities thus far coming for El Salvador, but the Dominican Republic by no means treading water here early. They've had a couple of moments in build-up, but nothing tangible yet to trust Andrea Dada back the other way, an El Salvador goalkeeper. Again, touched out of play, a throw-in for the Dominican Republic. Touched in field, but that was a heavy touch by Angelina Vargas. Deflected down, El Salvador able to win this back right at midfield. Another long ball over the top. Again, it's Gomez to collect for the Dominican Republic. It seems like at least in the early going, the first 11 minutes, El Salvador using that long ball to build into the attack. Trying to go Route 1 football, which is never short on excitement. Bouncing through. This time Pacheco able to cut it out. It's Carolina Ayala once again. Ball sent in. It is collected by Colon, who's able to get this clear. Again into the corner. It's Colon to win it right back for the Dominican Republic, who should have a little bit of trouble getting out of their own defensive half. They'll have an opportunity here. Opportunity for the Dominican Republic to try to turn the corner. Good defense by Linda Guillen once more for El Salvador. Ball just chipped forward and now cleared away. Salvador really ratcheting up that pressure. We saw that a bit through the group stage as well. They're never afraid to press, and they are really buzzing around once again tonight. They really stymied the Trinidad and Tobago in that first game, winning 3-0. And then, of course, it was a tough one against Canada. But now an opportunity for the Dominican Republic as the flag stays down. Cutting in field. There's the shot and the save. And now the flag does come up on Lillian Clase. Expected it to, and it eventually did. With VAR in effect for this competition. That was really close there, but it does look like Clase was just a bit offside. Colon, good touch in field, and now able to hook up with Clase once again. Clase tried to switch the point of attack, and again, El Salvador able to cut this one out. Jumping over challenges is Jaslyn Oviedo, and here's Clase in behind again. The flag will stay down. Clase squares it. It's cut out and cleared. Played through the middle again, and El Salvador can now look upfield. Recinos plays it all the way through. And again, that Route 1 football is what El Salvador is relying on in this opening quarter of an hour. Ball played centrally. The header is cut out there by the Dominican Republic. Sanchez, active work again in the middle. And Sanchez able to win this and trying to chip this in behind. It checks up very nicely. The shot towards the corners off the post. A great opportunity there for Leslie Calderon, and now it's out for a corner. It's a great vantage point from our camera angle here. You can see it. The whole thing coming, the backspin on that ball, and it checks up perfectly. This ball sent in and now cleared away. Here's Recinos. Recinos will play this out wide. Calderon to provide the service towards the end line and cleared. And now the shot from distance is well out of play. Salvador on the front foot so far, and it's been a lot of work in the early going for Odaliana Gomez, the 17-year-old in goal. And it's intercepted. Amaya now with the cross in, and Gomez again able to squeeze it. An evenly balanced game so far through 18 minutes. Both teams have had their scoring chances. The Dominican Republic maybe a little bit more out on the counterattack than El Salvador, who've had more of the ball. And both these teams really going for it. Sanchez striding into this shot and bouncing it right into the arms of Gomez once again. That'll be a foul. Maestre. And a free kick here for Gabriela Marte. Touch there by Recinos, but able to win it right back. Maestre on the volley, and this bouncing towards Gomez once again. The shot count might end up being pretty high at the end of this first half for El Salvador, but none of the chances have really been all too dangerous. Gomez has done very well so far in goal. Most of them, though, from outside the area. Of course, the one hitting the post, the best of the bunch for El Salvador. And now it's Sanchez winning this back again. Sanchez takes it on. And again, scooped up by Gomez. And once more, that shot from outside the area. A big collision there, going up for an aerial ball, and this will be a free kick going the way of the Dominican Republic. Tori Penso has a conversation there with Victoria Sanchez. Yeah, clash of heads. As Vargas gets back to her feet. So a free kick here. Paula Then. And immediately it's given right back to El Salvador. And now on back. Nadia Colom trying for that ball through the middle. Too much on it as it goes through for Andrea Dada. We really like to see both these teams going for it so far in the first 21 minutes. That'll be another foul and a free kick. Jasmine Herrera getting tangled up with Carolina Ayala. It's Andrea Amaya who stands over this for El Salvador. Curling this one in. Good touch to find space by Reyes. And now she can look infield for service. Again, it's taken by Odaliana Gomez. Bringing free into the attack again. Sanchez throws the brakes on and now looks to distribute. And now it's turned over. El Salvador again able to deal with it defensively. Past the midway point of this first half. And very much still in the balance, of course, with no goals. If we're still level after 90 minutes, extra time would beckon. And if there's still no deadlock, if there's still a deadlock, we will then go to penalties. I think this game has some goals in it. From who is the question? Sanchez plays this forward for Ayala. Ayala's quickly taken off the ball. Play down the line. Option to wait in the middle. It's setting up for Vargas, who now has to turn back. Vargas' shot is blocked down. Still an opportunity for Dominican Republic. It's headed forward, and Dada is able to claim it for El Salvador. Vargas just took a little bit too long there, trying to get that ball within her grasp. A collision and a free kick will go El Salvador's way. Another look at it here. It's coming right through the back of Carolina Ayala. It's played over the top and bouncing right out of play. Here's Colon trying to drive upfield, hopping over a sliding challenge, but then gives it away. Ahead for Recinos, who latches onto this. Recinos now turns infield. Recinos for Uribe, who takes the shot on, again on the volley, and Gomez pushes it over. Well, there's a reason Joselin Uribe leads this team with 3 goals so far through 3 games. That would have been something special, if not for the save by Gomez. And now a corner kick from the far side. Carolina Ayala to provide the service. Towards the penalty spot, didn't quite get there. Dominican Republic able to clear it away as far as Reyes, who sends it back in, and everybody had to get back on side as it's Gomez to collect. Ayala trying to track that down, couldn't get there. Headed forward by Recinos. Isabella Recinos. And it's cleared away. cutting in field. And now trying to spring into the attack. It was just deflected. Ariana Diaz couldn't get there. Now it's El Salvador. Right back over the top. Uribe making the run. Calm defensive play there by Gabriela Marte. Just to push this out. And it looks like a substitution here as Andrea Maestre is coming off. I don't know if this is for injury or not, but it's Maleli Gomez who is coming on. A sub here in the 29th minute. An alteration here before the half-hour mark. That's a push and a foul. Angelina Vargas just a bit too overeager once again. Will set up a free kick for El Salvador, and this time it's Linda Guillen. Played right into the middle, and this will be a foul. It'll end the threat. Trying to play out of the back, and this deflected out. Will be another throw-in. Big collision right at midfield. Looks like another clash of heads, and I think a yellow card coming out here as well. And this will be a yellow card to Linda Guillen. A free kick right inside the attacking half for Paula Then. Trying to play this forward. Gets a nice flick. It's Calderon who's able to get on it quickly for El Salvador. And now it's Uribe with space to work on the left. Recinos tracks it down. Recinos going for goal and scores! A tremendous finish! Isabella Recinos for El Salvador. Thumbs up to that. What a tremendous finish. Just cutting back to her right foot, able to get the shot away. Nothing Gomez can do, even though it was right down the center of goal. Too much pace on that one. And put it in the top shelf. This will be a good look at it. Bar down and in. And it's 1-0 to El Salvador. A well-deserved goal for Isabella Recinos. It's her first goal of this competition, and it gives El Salvador a 1-0 advantage. So now, how does the Dominican Republic respond? A great goal for El Salvador, and it was well-deserved and kind of felt like it was coming. Auluthen for Pacheco. And again, that press by El Salvador wins it right back. And it's Gomez, the substitute already. Another ball played into the middle. Calderon brings it down. Calderon trying to get on that right foot. Sanchez will take it on and score! A second golazo for El Salvador. What has gotten into this team? They're scoring absolute goals to remember. It's 2-0, and it's two tremendous goals inside of about 3 minutes. That was hit on a rope for the top corner. Just take it in. El Salvador living on the top shelf tonight. And it's 2-0. The intensity, the passion, it sure is there for El Salvador tonight. He's waiting for this goal to be confirmed, and Eric Acuna has to love what he is seeing thus far. Still waiting for this to be confirmed. It is, and it stands. So 2-0 to El Salvador, and the hosts are up against it. El Salvador seeking some revenge from a couple of years ago. It was a 4-1 win for the Dominican Republic. Jaslyn Oviedo, who's on the field tonight for the Dominican Republic, scored in that game. But it's a long way back now for the host nation. What else does El Salvador have in the tank in this first half in terms of golazos? On the turn, it's Recinos, and now Calderon. Gomez puts the cross in, and it's taken by Odaliana Gomez of the Dominican Republic. Clearance was kind of cued off to this near side. It's touched along. Good work there by Lilian Clase, just to keep that ball in play. Colon will switch the point of attack, and that's just too far out in front of the intended target there on the far side. Again, ball played over the top. And now finally the threat ends with a foul. And back to the Dominican Republic. Remember, the winner of this game will play Mexico or Curacao the next round. And El Salvador can look upfield again as they are really starting to cement themselves as a dominant force, not only in this game, but in this competition. They looked really impressive in their 2 wins thus far against Trinidad and Tobago and St. Kitts and Nevis. Couldn't really play the game that they wanted to play in that game against Canada as they lost 4-0. They tried to hang with Canada for as long as they could, but eventually the resistance was broken. But when this team can get out and press the way they like to press, they're a tough out. And I think for Mexico or Curacao in the next round, should they advance, it could be an interesting fixture. And that one's in again! Oh my goodness! El Salvador, another golazo! Are you serious? Another look at it here. Emily Reyes. Oh my goodness, the goalkeeper was flat-footed. 3 absolute golazos for El Salvador. Thought there was no way she would take it like that from that sort of distance. And she proved us all wrong. Emily Reyes, Isabella Racinos, and Victoria Sanchez have just scored 3 incredible goals for El Salvador. If you're the Dominican Republic, I don't even know what you could be thinking at this point. The defense has not been bad by any means. Sometimes the offense is just a little bit better, and that's what it's been tonight with these type of goals that have been scored. Really incredible stuff. But this will be a set-piece opportunity. It's Jaslyn Oviedo. Can the Dominican Republic claw their way back into this game? Oviedo will go for goal, and it's pushed away. Well, the Dominican Republic has seen 3 golazos go in. They tried to respond back with one of their own. Andrea Dada wasn't having it. A corner kick for the Dominican Republic. This was hit on a rope. Once again, curling away from Dada, but she was still able to get 2 hands on it to push it away. That'll be Gabriela Marte to stand over this corner kick. Marte to provide the service. The outswinging ball, and it's headed in! The Dominican Republic are able to respond. Great service in from Gabriela Marte. And it looks like Lillian Clase getting on the end of that one. And the Dominican Republic right back in this. It's 3-1. Here it is again. The service was perfect. And it was Lilian Clase. A powerful header right by Dada. Nothing she could do. And a lifeline here for the DR right before halftime. And their home fans trying to make some noise here tonight in San Cristobal.
Atención, damas y caballeros. Gol de la República Dominicana. La número 11.
This game has really sparked to life with the 3 goals that El Salvador has been able to score. Gomez won't get there. Another corner kick for El Salvador. And the Dominican Republic able to respond with one of their own.
Minuto 43 del partido.
Ball lofted in. The header is wide of goal. That came off Racino's last, it did. It's out for a goal kick. Well, through the group stage, a couple of earlier games today, and the one going on in Santo Domingo now along with this one. There's only been 5 games that have seen both teams score a goal. We get one here as well, this being the 6th. As that shot deflected out of play for a corner kick. It's played short. Stood up to the back post, Amaya. Back in front, and this one tapped in. Leslie Calderon scores for El Salvador. This one a bit more conventional. Is this going to count though? That's the big question, and now it looks like the flag is up. It wouldn't be on that touch, it would be on this one here. It does look like the player who put it back into the middle for Calderon was in an offside position. VAR taking a look at this. The call on the field was offside, and confirmed that VAR is looking at this. Still looking at this is VAR. And it is no goal. Offside is upheld, and a nervy play there out of the back, and they nearly give it away, Dominican Republic. On the turn. Is Marte trying to find space. Sanchez wins it back. We're into stoppage time. As this played all the way through, Gomez will collect. He's coming all the way through. Guillen put herself in the way. Really good play there by Linda Guillen. Now it's given away once again. Ball played through. Gomez acrobatically able to clear this away. And that will bring the first 45 minutes to a close. But what a spectacle we've seen tonight here in San Cristobal. 3 incredibly taken goals by Reyes, Sanchez, and Racino's coming in a 7-minute span. But Clase able to pull one back for Dominican Republic. It's 3-1 to El Salvador as we reach halftime in this round of 16 tie. Highlights from the first 45 minutes of action from San Cristobal and Estadio Panamericano. El Salvador taking on the Dominican Republic, and a really exciting first 45 minutes. And a lot of opportunities coming for El Salvador. This one hitting off the post. It was a busy first half for Odaliana Gomez in goal for the Dominican Republic, able to make another good save here. And the goals would eventually start for El Salvador, and this, the first of three tremendous goals coming from Isabella Recinos, going top shelf to beat Gomez and give El Salvador a 1-0 advantage. Just over the top. Thumbs up all around, but then that wouldn't be it. Sanchez, first time volley right into the top corner. Really good finish from the captain. Her second goal of this competition. A laser to make it 2-0, and all Gomez can do is kind of shrug and tip your cap. And the knee slide to boot. And that wouldn't be all. Just a few minutes later, Emily Reyes, a ball bouncing up and right into the net. What a goal by Emily Reyes to make it 3-0 to El Salvador. Thought there was no way that she would even consider taking it on, but from what her teammates have done earlier, she thought, why not? And put it in the back of the net for 3-0. But there would be a response. Gabriela Marte putting a good ball in, right into the 6-yard box for Lilian Clase, who was able to head it down and in. And that's the lone goal for the Dominican Republic, but it does give them a lifeline going in to the second half. As things stand, it is currently 3-1 to El Salvador. They would have another opportunity here. This would be chalked off, though, as offside and no goal. And that would also bring the first half to a close. A look at the halftime stats. El Salvador pretty much bossing this game, but the Dominican Republic, they're still right in it. They've had good opportunities in transition, and of course the corner kick that they did convert as well, their lone corner of the game. So that's where we stand at halftime. It's El Salvador 3, Dominican Republic 1.
Escocia van a patrocinador orgulloso del Campeonato Sub-20 de Concacaf 2022, porque el fútbol inspira niños y transforma futuros. Sigue Escocia Van Fútbol Club en Facebook para conocer más de nuestras iniciativas en torno al fútbol. El juego de fútbol es universal. Todas las niñas y mujeres merecen la oportunidad de jugar y alcanzar sus sueños. Concacaf femenino, somos parte. Qatar Airways, la línea aérea oficial del Campeonato Femenino Sub-20 de Concacaf 2022. Garantiza tu lugar en la Copa del Mundo en Qatar con nuestros increíbles paquetes de viaje. Cómpralos ahora en qatarairways.com/FIFA 2022.
Compañera, que yo le tengo un cariño especial, pero no se preocupe, no la voy a enamorar. Quiero conservar a su manera, sencillamente compañera. Compañera, compañera, compañera.
El fair play y el respeto mutuo son fundamentales en el fútbol. La conducta discriminatoria no está permitida. Les pedimos que respeten los principios de fair play y que tomen parte en el fútbol con espíritu de unidad, respeto e igualdad. Digan no a la discriminación. Los aficionados pueden seguir las competencias de Concacaf a través de la aplicación móvil oficial. Pueden descargar a sus equipos favoritos, recibir alertas y noticias y ver partidos en Concacaf Go. Todo dentro de una misma aplicación. La aplicación está disponible para descarga gratis para su tablet, dispositivo Apple y Android. No te pierdas el campeonato femenino de Concacaf que comienza el 4 de julio en Monterrey, México. Únete a la acción donde los mejores equipos de la región lucharán por su lugar en el Mundial 2023. Para más detalles visita concacaf.com. Nike, patrocinador oficial del campeonato femenino sub-20 de Concacaf 2022.
Ay, cada mañana al salir el sol, ay, yo le doy gracias al Señor, por haber nacido donde las flores bailan merengue con ruiseñores y donde el mar siempre es de cristal. Yo no sé lo que a mí me gusta más, si los camboyanes o el carnaval. Lo único que sé que siento un orgullo de haber nacido en Santo Domingo, dominicano de corazón. Ay, Santo Domingo, como tú nada igual. Caminar por siempre la zona colonial. Pasear una tarde por el malecón. Nada como tu mar, y eres tú mi gran amor. Ay, Santo Domingo, como tú nada igual. Como tus palmeras y el sol al despertar. Si Dios a mí me regala una oportunidad, yo naciera de nuevo en mi linda capital. Santo Domingo, qué lindo eres. Soy de donde la vida siempre está, como escudo fuerte de mi ciudad, donde la alegría es nuestra bandera, la música corre por las venas y reina la solidaridad. Yo no sé lo que a mí me gusta más, si los camboyanes o el carnaval. Lo único que sé que siento un orgullo de haber nacido en Santo Domingo, dominicano de corazón. Ay, Santo Domingo, como tú nada igual. Caminar por siempre la zona colonial.
Back here at Estadio Panamericano in San Cristobal. The players were all set to go. The referees hadn't yet come out onto the field. But we are just about set to go. The referees going through their final checks, making sure those nets are still intact after the goals El Salvador scored in that first half. 3 incredibly taken goals. And we have a 3-1 scoreline as we get set to start the second half. I'm Josh Eastern, glad to be back with you. What a first 45 minutes it was between these two sides, battling to get to the round of 8 in this competition. The quarterfinals, they beckon. We will see. Who will it be? El Salvador or the Dominican Republic? Just waiting now for the full 15 minutes to expire of halftime before we get this second half underway. Everybody is in place and ready to go. It's Angelina Vargas who is patiently standing over this. And it's Jose Rubiro who is patiently waiting to set his watch. And there's the whistle, and away we go. And you see the stream of blue jerseys immediately trying to track that ball and win it back. That's exactly what they do. That's a lot of what they did in the first half and what they've done throughout this competition. Eric Acuna has his team very well schooled at what he wants to get done as this ball's played in behind. An early shot coming on, and Odaliana Gomez is able to collect it. Quick distribution here. And that ball just put straight out of play. Throw in here for Emily Reyes, who scored the third of the 3 goals in the first half. Recinos trying to run this down and will not get there. That's been a very impressive showing for El Salvador in this competition. Just their 3rd ever appearance here in the Concacaf Women's Under-20 Championship. The best finish coming in 2020, making it to the round of 16 before losing to this Dominican Republic side, as we've mentioned. This is a completely different team this year, as Victoria Sanchez is whistled for a foul. Just rolling right over the top of the ball. I think that's what brought Maria Torreira down, and that was why Sanchez reacted the way she did, but it is a free kick for the Dominican Republic. This is played short. Played all the way towards the end line. Touchback infield. And that was last off of the Dominican Republic, so throw in for El Salvador. Emily Reyes, the long throw-in. Diving header to put this out for another throw-in. Diaz trying to play that infield, and the pass was off the mark. Recinos trying to win that second ball. El Salvador eventually will get on it, and it's Sanchez. Sanchez looking to go over the top. Second ball again picked up by Ayala. And Ayala will just scoop that forward. It's cleared away by Pacheco. ball was cleared away. I think that went off the head of the Dominican Republic player. And play immediately stopped. Take a look at Ariana Diaz. Right on the side of the face. So just need a moment to collect yourself here. Another look at this here, which is the reason for the delay. Diaz getting hit there on the side of the head. Going through the protocols to make sure she is okay and fit to continue on. We'll see if she is able to stay on here for the Dominican Republic as she makes the slow jog off. And a drop ball will get us back underway. And right on the drop ball, El Salvador able to win it back. Gomez tries to slide it forward, nothing doing. Well, the next goal in this game will really tell the tale of what happens at the end, whether it's the Dominican Republic able to pull another one back and make it just a one-goal game, or whether El Salvador can move this margin out to 3. Sanchez cutting back. Sanchez might go with her left. I think she was a little bit reluctant to do so. Wanted to move it out wide to the left side. Instead, took it on and had it blocked down. Here's Diaz back on the field and winning a throw-in for the Dominican Republic. Here's Alexa Pacheco. Picked up in the middle, Ayala. There is room on that far side, but not able to connect with Leslie Calderon. Down the line. All the way back, and Dada had to get rid of that one very quickly. And El Salvador will move back the other way now with Carolina Ayala. To close the space down quickly was Torreira. Now this ball clipped over the top, and it's Gomez reading that just perfectly for the Dominican Republic. able to end the threat. And now they'll come back upfield. And nobody there down the left. It's easy for Andrea Dada. Again, it's Reyes. Does she dare hit from here again? Instead, this time she moves it off for Pacheco, who put it straight out of play. 10 minutes gone in the second half. Bit of a slower start to the second 45 minutes than we saw in the first. Recinos has the shot blocked down. Colon, defended by Recinos all the way to the far touchline. And this will be a whistle and a foul. Tori Penso stopping play for the moment. And now likes what she sees. This ball played over the top again. This going towards goal as Dada came flying out. And a big clearance there by Emily Reyes. Another look at it here. Reyes got herself in the way of Maria Torreira, who's bearing down on goal as well. This will be a corner kick. It's the second corner of the game for the Dominican Republic. Remember, they scored on their first one. And it's the same player to take it, Gabriela Marte. This one curled in towards the back post, headed towards goal. Right in front, they do it again! Oriana Diaz scores for Dominican Republic. 2 unanswered goals, and it's 3-2. Boy, do we have a game on our hands now. Great service in again. Just flicked forward, and Diaz able to track it down. Gabriela Marte now twice has provided the service necessary to score from a corner kick. So after 3 absolute golazos from El Salvador, Dominican Republic are right back in this. Diaz's second goal. Pardon me, second goal in this competition. The goal stands, it's 3-2. And El Salvador now have to do a little bit of worrying. Up 3-0, it felt pretty comfortable. Getting that one before halftime, though, so crucial for the Dominican Republic. Don't forget, El Salvador also had a goal chalked off due to offside. So it easily could have been 4-1 going into halftime. Instead, it's 3-2. Another shot from distance, and Gomez able to see this the whole way and make the catch. Down the line, and this will stay in play. This blocked down and out for a corner. And a couple of subs coming on
compañero, cambio
Mila
para la República Dominicana.
Morel, along with
Sale la número 16,
Kaisla Heel, will both come on.
entra la 20.
Yasmin Herrera will be coming off.
Entra la número 15 y
He's
entra
one
la
of the
número
two
6.
subs. And Torreira will be the other one. So Herrera and Torreira off. Heel and Morel in. Some fresh legs. And the corner kick for El Salvador. Able to clear this away. Reyes takes this on again, and not the same luck she had the first time, as it bounces out for a goal kick. As we pass the hour mark, we are in for a good finish tonight from Estadio Panamericano. Gomez will get there for the Dominican Republic. Remember this Dominican Republic team trying to follow up their best ever finish in this competition. They made the semifinals in 2020 when they lost 6-0 to the United States. There was no third place game because Costa Rica and Panama were originally supposed to host. Panama will not be hosting upcoming. It just will be Costa Rica. Therefore, the third place qualifier is back in for this competition. As the Dominican Republic trying to come forward again, and this rolls through for Andrea Dada. Racinos. Sanchez. Another long shot from distance, and it is taken in by Gomez. Flicked along. Rolled through, and going down is Ayala. Free kick El Salvador. Another great opportunity for El Salvador to grab a fourth goal. A goal that could really give them some cushion here going in to the last half hour or so. This one curled in towards goal by Racinos. Immediately cleared away, but a Dominican Republic player down in the area and just hobbling back to her feet. This play continues on. Uribe looking to play this through. It's brought down by Sanchez, and Gomez keeps it out. Oh, Daliana Gomez with a tremendous save. And it was a crucial intervention. A kick save and a beauty. And now that player for the Dominican Republic stays down. That is Lilian Clase. Remember, she scored the first goal of the game for the DR. Another look at it here. Great ball through, and even better touch off the chest by Sanchez. Daliana Gomez, really, really good goalkeeping. So a corner kick here for El Salvador. Bouncing in and headed clear. Hold in for Gomez, who tries to return it. Flag stays down and it's cleared away. Now the flag comes up as that passage of play had completed. Another look at it here, and the flag was up. Uribe couldn't quite get the shot away anyway. Here's Oviedo able to keep it for the Dominican Republic. Now Pacheco is pulled back in a free kick. Rolled down the line. Calderon. Calderon trying to turn the corner. Two defenders over there, able to split that double team. Again, it's Recinos. Ball played in and immediately cleared away. El Salvador starting to put the pressure back on this Dominican Republic back line. Ball's put in the middle. A sliding shot is put wide. Leslie Calderon was sliding in at the back post. The referee trying to get a hold of things here. Making sure everybody is on the same page and set to go. It's turned over and played through the middle. And this deflected out. It's a corner kick upcoming. This lifted in to the back post and in! El Salvador score another. It's the captain once again, Victoria Sanchez. And could that be enough to take them through to the quarterfinals? Great service put in all the way to the back stick, and Sanchez unmarked, flying all the way through. Gomez could not keep it out. Sanchez has her second of the game, her third of the competition, and El Salvador have 4. A 69th minute goal for Victoria Sanchez. Now a long way back for Jose Rubito and the Dominican Republic. He just couldn't quite complete the comeback, at least at that moment in time. They had scored 2 unanswered after the 3-2 open play from El Salvador. Still plenty of time left, 20 minutes. The Dominican Republic are going to need to create more and more chances, something they've struggled to do in the grand scheme of things tonight. The only 2 times they've scored goals have been off corner kicks. Another set piece from Marte. She sends this forward, and a commanding header able to get it clear. The player stays down though for El Salvador as play continues on. Played over the top, Gomez making the run. So is Uribe, and Marte keeps this in play, and now the referee will stop play with the El Salvador player down behind the play. Another look at it here, just flying in was Sanchez. Collided with her own teammate, Andrea Maya. Maya back on her feet. And play will start back on the other end. And looks like a drop ball here for the Dominican Republic. Here they come, Dominican Republic. Their sliding challenge, and it's turned over. Ayala for Recinos. Keep it moving. Here's the shot from distance, and Gomez pushes it away, denying Maleli Gomez of El Salvador. And that was almost another tremendous goal. El Salvador must have had shooting practice ahead of this game today, as they have been on the mark. towards the penalty spot and cleared away. Reyes tries to move that along. Maybe a counterattack opportunity for the Dominican Republic. Crucial touch there by Calderon, and now the counterattack opportunity is gone. Recinos for El Salvador. Recinos weaving through and able to keep it. Quick passing here. Uribe. So into the final 15 minutes. El Salvador raced out to a 3-0 lead just before halftime, and then the Dominican Republic got a goal late on in the first half, able to make it a 3-1 game. They then made it 3-2, and you thought, all right, game on, but El Salvador have been able to grab another through Victoria Sanchez to make it 4-2. And that is where we stand in this round of 16 tie. This is headed forward. Dada way outside her area. All she can do is put it up in the air. Still an opportunity with Dada out of goal. And the shot is well wide. Ariana Diaz knows she missed an opportunity there to bring another one back.
Damas y caballeros, cambio en el equipo de la República Dominicana. Ingresa la número 10.
And a substitution coming for the Dominican Republic. Jendi Matos will replace Ariana Diaz.
Minuto 75.
Third sub of the game. There must have been a foul somewhere in that build-up or even offside. Was the reasoning for the placement of that free kick. Sent towards Gomez, who collects. Played through the middle, it's Dada, comfortable in her box. Recinos, oh, good ball over the top, just a bit too strong. Clever little ball over the top. Gomez had it read all the way. There's not much Gomez could have done on pretty much all four of the goals for El Salvador. I mean, she has played a really strong game in goal. And don't forget, she's only 17. And play her college soccer in the fall at Delaware. As this is slipped through, flag will stay down for now. Looked like she was in an offside position, but play continues on. The ball squared and turned over. And it looks like now the flag is up for offside. Angelina Vargas leaving just a little bit too early. Vargas moves this along. Matos will get on this. Misplay at the back. Matos fires it wide. A near impossible angle, especially with the right foot. Pacheco, all she can do is put it out of play. We approach 10 minutes to go. Starting to slip away here from the Dominican Republic. El Salvador trying to exact some revenge from 2020 when they were eliminated by the Dominican Republic. Foul behind the play. It's going to be a yellow card. Doesn't look like it. Cody Penso just saying that's their last warning to Maleli Gomez. A shove there for Pacheco, who was crashing down to the surface. There's something on here for the Dominican Republic. Played in behind. Calderon picks it up and puts it out of play. Shot from a long way out. Dada able to watch this sail out of play. But keep moving is Recinos and Ayala. 8 minutes to go. Time running thin on the Dominican Republic. Clip ball forward. It's Gomez to claim. Brave goalkeeping there with the rebound coming. A good touch by Amaya to win it back. Amaya turns the corner. Options await. This squared right in between Recinos and Gomez. Colon is fouled, and Gomez, she was just warned about the same thing, and she will go into the book this time. Stepping in clumsily there on Nadia Colon. Trying this from distance. Gomez to Gomez. Another throw and going the way of the Dominican Republic. This time continues to run thin on the host nation. And it's Camila Morel who is down. She may have just stepped awkwardly there on the challenge by Victoria Sanchez. She's needing some assistance here. hobble off. Remember, she was a substitute earlier on in this half. I'm not sure if she'll be able to continue, but it has to be a quick substitution with only 5 minutes to go. Currently the Dominican Republic playing down a player, but only one more substitution window remains for Jose Rubido. And a break here for El Salvador. Can they put this game away? Gomez misses it initially, and Pacheco tracks back. I think the flag would have come up for offside. There it is. Gomez was well out in front. You wonder why she couldn't just hold her run. Cutting infield is Reyes, and Reyes will have another hit, and she did it again! Are you serious, Emily Reyes? Another wonder strike for El Salvador, and that'll surely do it. 5-2 and into the quarterfinals. She said, I've done it once, and I can do it again. Emily Reyes. Tremendous. Right over Odaliana Gomez, who comes back down to ground in disbelief that it could happen again. Not to take anything away from the headed goal on the corner, but it's got to be the most boring goal of the 5 tonight. With the 5 scored, 4 of them been outside the box. Just incredible stuff from El Salvador tonight. Well, this is just not the night for the Dominican Republic, and it's not to say they played a poor game, because they really haven't. Just the goals that El Salvador have scored have really been incredible. As we reach the last few minutes of this one. And on the turnover, here comes the Dominican Republic. Oviedo, who scored in 2020 against El Salvador. Doesn't look like that will happen tonight. Play being held for a moment, as it looks like a sub is preparing to come on. And this will be for El Salvador. That'll be the end of the night for Carolina Ayala. And it's Amy Angel who will make her way on. Marte. And it's headed away, but still kept in. Oviedo. Heavy touch. Recinos puts it out for a throw-in. Dominican Republic trying to play with some urgency here. Three minutes added on as put up by the fourth official, Natalie Simon. Long throw-in is headed clear. Marte. Gomez puts it out for a throw-in. Bouncing through, and finally taken by Dada. So the winner of this game, which looks like it will be El Salvador, will move on to take on either Mexico or Curacao. Those teams will go at it tomorrow afternoon. Here comes the Dominican Republic. It's Colon. Early cross in and scooped up by Andrea Dada. And one more sub. Coming off will be Jocelyn Uribe. And making her way on, Daniela Duran. The final sub of this game. Long over the top. Dada coming way off her line, still outside the box, and now able to kind of walk that ball back inside the line and pick it up. We're through the minimum of 3 minutes. There's the whistle. El Salvador is moving on to the quarterfinals for the first time ever. A pretty remarkable victory over the Dominican Republic. 4 incredible goals tonight. And that's able to get the job done over the host nation, Dominican Republic. El Salvador will take on either Mexico or Curacao. That'll do it here from San Cristobal, where it finishes El Salvador 5, Dominican Republic 2.
Yo no sé lo que a mí me gusta más. Si lo campo ya me
Estamos con Emily Reyes de El Salvador. Emily, cuéntanos primero de ese par de golazos que hiciste hoy, ¿verdad? Hoy hiciste 2 golazos, ¿verdad? Cuéntanos, que me estabas contando que los hiciste con derecha y sos izquierda, ¿verdad? Cuéntanos.
Primeramente le quiero dar gracias a Dios y yo no lo pensé cuando le pegué porque soy zurda, pienso más con la zurda, pero cuando le pegué eso se fueron adentro, no sé qué decir.
¿Cuál fue la sensación que sentiste a la hora de ver que la bola entró?
Estaba alegre, no sé, son mis primeros goles con la selecta, no sé.
Bueno, el siguiente pasan a cuartos de final. ¿Qué pueden esperar de estos partidos? Ya podrían enfrentarse a México en estas instancias.
Pues sé que no va a ser fácil, pero con este equipo, con este amor, vamos a ir a luchar. Eso es lo que puedo decir.
Muchas gracias.
Gracias.
Estamos con la capitana de República Dominicana, Yaslin Oviedo. Yaslin, ¿qué les deja este torneo a ustedes?
De verdad estoy muy orgullosa de mi equipo. No es el resultado que lo queremos, pero de verdad estoy demasiado orgullosa. Trabajamos muy duro y nada, estoy muy feliz.
Para un futuro, para un futuro torneo de Concacaf, ¿cuál es el aprendizaje que les deja?
¿Cómo qué?
El aprendizaje que les deja este tipo de torneos a ustedes.
Sí, de verdad es algo que esto es fútbol, se pasa y creo que nosotros hacemos todo lo que lo podemos ir a hacer y nada, no puedo preguntar más de mi equipo. Sí. Gracias.
Full-time highlights in this round of 16 match between El Salvador and the Dominican Republic, the Concacaf Women's Under-20 Championship. And the goals would come early and often and in great succession here for El Salvador. These were really some tremendous goals. Started off by Isabella Recinos, able to score her first goal of this competition, also the first of the game. Thumbs up to that. The goals would keep on coming. And Victoria Sanchez just putting her right foot through it. An absolute laser into that top corner to make it 2-0 in favor of El Salvador. This will be a good look at it, right into that top corner. And nothing Gomez could do in goal. Just kind of shrugs, and it's an E-slide for Victoria Sanchez. This probably the craziest of the 5. Just bouncing this ball up and then putting it into the back of the net. And again, what does Odaliana Gomez do in this situation? That's nearly 35 yards out at least. Up and in. And Reyes able to score the first of 2 goals on the night for her. But right before halftime, another chance for the Dominican Republic. Their first corner kick and their first goal. Lilian Clase able to head this one home for the Dominican Republic. And that was a good start to things, or good end to things rather, in the first half for the Dominican Republic. Come the second half, it would be a same situation. Corner kick, and this time Ariana Diaz. She's able to get on the end of this one and just kind of use the outside of her foot to put it past Andrea Dada. And that made it 3-2. And the Dominican Republic were right back in this game. But El Salvador would put those dreams to bed quite quickly because they would use a corner kick to their advantage. And Victoria Sanchez, unmarked, flying through, able to head this home for 4-2. Good service by Andrea Amaya. And Victoria Sanchez off in celebration once again. And how about one more for Emily Reyes? Cutting in field on the right foot, right over Gomez, 5-2. And that was curtains. A great game in the end for El Salvador, scoring some tremendous goals along the way. And that's good enough to put them into the quarterfinals of this competition. If they can do what they did tonight, you'd fancy them to potentially put up a good fight against either Mexico or Curacao. It's El Salvador into the quarterfinals. As we look down at Estadio Panamericano, a look at the final stats, and they really tell the story of this one. El Salvador dominating in all facets and also able to score some awesome goals in this game. They will be moving on to the quarterfinals to take on either Mexico or Curacao. So that'll do it for our coverage on day one of the round of 16 here in the Concacaf Women's Under-20 Championship for our entire crew. I'm Josh Eastern saying so long, and we'll see you tomorrow.